Welcome to Skinner and Chalmers' Weekly Roast. Today, going full Chalmerino. The one time Seymour was the responsible one.
Good evening, Memifield, or good morning, depending on which timeline ArticTiger's AI is currently simulating. Or not, because our dear Arctic is on holiday vacation and the PC and server finally deserves some rest. In any case, welcome back to another steaming hot serving of Skinner and Chalmers' Weekly Roast. I am your host, Principal Seymour Skinner, a man who recently discovered that flammable and inflammable mean the same thing, much to the detriment of my eyebrows.
And I am Superintendent Gary Chalmers. And for the record, Seymour, when the instruction manual on the deep fryer says, do not use indoors, it is not a suggestion, it is a command. My eyebrows are still intact, but the curtains smell like scorched calmness.
Oh, pish-posh, Gary. That wasn't smoke, it was an atmospheric culinary enhancer. I was attempting to make Nebula Freeze, a regional dialect from the Crab Nebula. It involves flashed frying potatoes in a vacuum.
You flash-fried the vacuum cleaner, Seymour. You put a potato in the Rubus dust bin and set it on fire.
It was an experiment. Science is messy, Gary. Just look at geology. Volcanoes are messy, yet you love Krakatoa. Speaking of our beloved magma pet, he's bubbling quite contentedly in the corner. But we aren't here to discuss my avant-garde cooking or the fact that Gizmo the alligator is currently wearing one of your ties.
He's wearing my silk paisley tie. I need that for the school board meeting on Thursday.
He thinks it makes him look professional. He's trying to unionize with the golems. Cogsworth is giving him pamphlets as we speak. But Gary, look who we have in the studio today. It is a very special guest. A young man whose musical talents are the talk of the town, leading the chart-topping group Alexander's Band. Please welcome our son, Alexander.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Pop. Great to be here. The studio is looking cluttered. Is that a stack of 20 Roombas in the corner?
They are charging Alexander. They are plotting, but mostly charging. And since the company went bankrupt, we want to gather as much Roombas as possible. But enough of that. It is wonderful to have you home, son.
It's good to see you, Alexander. I trust the tour was successful. Did you manage to find any interesting geological formations in Utah?
We played a show in a canyon, Pop. The acoustics were insane, but I didn't bring back any rocks. I know you have enough in the basement to build a second Memfield.
One can never have enough shale, Alexander. It's a very misunderstood sedimentary layer.
Enough about rocks. We have a topic today that really rocks, like Rachel rocks. A topic that is far more volatile than Krakatoa, and far more embarrassing than the time I tried to impress Master Chief by jumping over a warthog and caught my pants on the bumper.
Wait, you did that? I missed that story.
You were lucky. It was hard to watch. But Seymour, what topic could possibly be more embarrassing than your daily existence?
We are discussing names, Gary. Specifically, the name you tried to bestow upon this fine young man when we officially signed the adoption papers years ago.
Oh man, the Chalmerino incident. I've been waiting to roast you on this for years, Pop.
Now wait just a minute. Chalmerino is a distinguished name. It has flair. It has rhythm. It sounds continental.
It sounds like a budget pepperoni stick, Gary, or a dance move that was banned in the 1970s for causing whiplash.
It does not. It sounds like a neutrino, a Chalmerino, a fundamental particle of educational excellence.
Listeners, let me paint you a picture. The year was, well, time is fluid in Memifield, so let's say it was 9 years before the year of the Great Paper Airplane War. Alexander was a young teenager. We had just gotten married, a glorious ceremony, despite Van Gogh eating the marriage license halfway through the vows.
I remember Van Gogh headbutting the efficient into the punch bowl.
That efficient was a hologram from Overwatch. They didn't feel pain.
Regardless, we were at the courthouse afterwards to finalize Alexander's adoption, to make us officially a family on paper, as we already were in spirit. The clerk, a woman with glasses so thick she could see into the future, asked if we wanted to amend the birth certificate or change the name.
And Dad, Seymour, was being totally normal. He just said, "No, Alexander is a perfect name for my son."
Precisely, Alexander. A name of conquerors, of greats. It commands respect.
It's common. Do you know how many Alexanders are in the phone book? I wanted something unique, something that signaled a new era, a fusion of our legacy.
And so, Gary leans over the counter, eyes gleaming with that manic light he usually saves for a particularly nice piece of quartz, and says, "How about Chalmerino?"
It was a stroke of genius. Think about it. Chalmers plus bambino, the Italian word for child, or Chalmers plus neutrino. It suggests a small, energetic version of myself, Alexander Chalmerino Skinner. It flows off the tongue like a mountain stream.
Pop, I was 14. If I had walked into high school the next day as Chalmerino, I would have had to move to a different dimension. Shadow would have bullied me relentlessly.
And for once, in the entire history of our relationship, I was the voice of reason. I looked at the clerk, I looked at Gary, and I said, absolutely not. Over my dead, steamed body.
You crushed my creative spirit, Seymour.
I saved our son's social life. Can you imagine Alexander's band being called the Chalmerinos? It sounds like a mariachi band that only plays songs about tectonic plates.
Actually, the Chalmerinos would make a great name for a ska band, but not for my vibe.
See, he admits it as potential.
Gary, explain to the listeners why you thought this was a good idea. Was it the yip, yip, whoop, whoop wine talking?
I was sober as a judge. Look, Seymour, you have the biological connection, you have the history. I suppose I wanted a stamp, a mark, to show that he was part of me for many years before, too.
Oh, that is surprisingly touching, Gary. You wanted to brand him like cattle?
No, like a legacy. Like how geologists name eras, the Jurassic, the Triassic, the Chalmerino.
Pop, you've been my dad in every way that counts since I was a kid. You taught me how to drive. You taught me how to identify cumulonimbus clouds. You didn't need to name me after a pizza topping to make it official.
I know, but in the moment, it felt right. Plus, I really like the sound of Chalmerino. It has a certain zest.
It has the zest of a lemon that has gone bad, Gary. But let's backtrack a bit. We've touched on the adoption, but we've never really told the listeners the full story of Alexander's origins. The lore, if you will.
The mysterious era of Seymour the Bachelor, a time darker than the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
It was a time of romance, of poetry. Before I settled down in Memfield, before I became the principal you all know and tolerate, I was a different man. I was a drifter.
You were a street performer, Dad. You played the spoons as Baltazar Max Sneasley.
It was percussion art. I was traveling through the misty valleys of Neo, Vermont, and there I met her. Her name was Serafina.
Here we go. The purple prose is coming out.
Serafina wasn't like other women, Gary. She was a Foley artist for reality.
A what?
You know the sound the wind makes when it whistles through the trees, or the sound of a footstep on crunchy snow. She made those sounds. She carried a bag of celery to simulate breaking bones and a sheet of aluminum for thunder. She was responsible for the ambient noise of the universe within a 10-mile radius.
Is that actually true, Dad? Or is this like the time you said you claimed hamburgers were an old family recipe?
It is poetic truth. We fell in love amidst the sound effects. We had a whirlwind romance that sounded like coconut shells hitting a wooden floor. The sound of galloping horses. And from that symphony you were born, Alexander. A time long before I came out and met this lovely superintendent next to me.
And where is this Serafina now? Why have I never met the woman who can simulate a car crash with a trash can lid?
That is the tragedy. Memfield. Memfield is a loud town. We have Sonic breaking the sound barrier every Tuesday. We have Krakatoa erupting. We have you shouting, Skinner, at 110 decibels.
I only shout when necessary, which is often, to be fair.
It was too much for her delicate ears. She needed silence to create her art. When Alexander was just a toddler, she told me, Seymour, I must go where the silence is. I must go to the library of the void. She left Alexander with me because she knew I had the lung capacity to be heard over the chaos. On the other hand, I think she realized that I was queer. I just hadn't said anything about it myself at the time.
I always thought she just moved to Seattle to work in audio engineering.
That is the mundane explanation. But in my heart, she is still out there, snapping celery sticks for the cosmos. But I was a single father, a man with a toddler and a burning desire to administrate.
And that's when you came to Memfield.
Exactly. I arrived with a diaper bag in one hand and a freshly laminated resume in the other. And I met you, Gary.
I remember our little meeting in your school office.
Indeed, we became colleagues, then friends, then roommates.
Oh, God, the roommate era.
I remember that. Pop, you used to come over for dinner every night even before you moved in. You always complained about the food, but you always finished it.
I was worried about Alexander's nutrition. Someone had to ensure the boy wasn't raised solely on steamed hams and whatever radioactive sludge Seymour was brewing.
And eventually, love blossomed like a fungus in a damp basement. We got married. And that brings us back to the courthouse.
Very romantic metaphor, but yes, the courthouse.
So, there we stood, Van Gogh chewing on the bailiff's shoe, Alexander looking cool in his leather jacket, me weeping openly because I love paperwork old habits from my Max Sneasley time Die Hard, and you, Gary, dropping the Chalmerino bomb.
I still think it could have worked as a middle name. Alexander Chalmerino Skinner.
Pop, please. My middle name is Bartholomew. That's bad enough.
Bartholomew is a saint's name. It pairs beautifully with old Barthomilo, our skeleton.
Yeah, the skeleton loves it. He high-fives me every time I come home. But, Chalmerino, seriously, Pop, what was going through your head? Was it panic?
Perhaps a little. It was a big commitment. Adopting a teenager, becoming a legal father. I panicked. I defaulted to branding.
You tried to franchise our son without even asking him.
I wanted to make sure everyone knew he was part of the Chalmers clan, too. The Chalmers line is proud. We have geologists, meteorologists, and one very confused sheep farmer in the 1800s.
And now a musician.
Yes, a musician, and a damn good one, even if his name isn't Chalmerino. Alexander, please don't get me wrong. I love you the way you are. You are my son. And I feel embarrassed why I didn't just ask you if that name change was okay. I really kind of panicked and liked the name still.
Thanks for your apologies, Pop. It's fine. I knew it wasn't going trough court anyways. That name is just a bit, well, one-sided. But honestly, I'm glad you adopted me. Even with the weird name suggestion, it's been an interesting life. Most kids don't have a pet volcano or an uncle who is a green space marine.
Master Chief is a wonderful influence. He taught you discipline.
Wait, Master Chief is Alexander's uncle.
Complicated family history.
And it's a cool history. Chief even taught me how to reload a plasma rifle when I was 12, Dad.
Practical life skills.
And absolutely a good idea to give a 12-year-old a plasma rifle.
Hey, it's the United States. For some reason, some people think it's a great idea that people should have weapons at home privately. What could possibly go wrong?
Enough, but with that lobbyism and stuff, it probably isn't going away so soon. But Seymour, another thing I must ask, since you were the responsible one that day, a rarity like finding a diamond in a pile of coal, did you ever consider any other names? Or were you dead set on keeping Alexander?
Oh, I had ideas. I considered renaming him Seymour Jr., or Principal in Training, or the Superintendent's Bane.
See, you're just as bad as me.
But I looked at him. I saw his mother's rhythm in his fingers. I saw your stubbornness in his chin. And I saw my own Genie says Quoid in his eyes. And I knew he was just Alexander. And if that ever changes, I'm fine if Alexander's wishes to change that. But it's his decision, no one else's decision.
Janie says Koi? Is that what we're calling chaotic energy now?
It is a French regional dialect for star power.
Well, I suppose it all worked out. Alexander's band is a household name in Memfield. Even Swampy listens to it. I heard Swampy humming your hit single while he was dragging a log into the marsh yesterday.
That's awesome. Swampy has good taste. And he's a great uncle too.
Wait, another uncle, a Bigfoot-like uncle?
You know, it's complicated. Honestly, Dad's family tree looks like a skill tree in Path of Exile.
Whatever that means. Now we have some listener questions regarding this topic. The chat room is buzzing. Or maybe that's just the bees that escaped from the science lab.
Please tell me the bees are contained.
They are mostly contained. They have formed a treaty with the Roombas.
Read the question, Seymour, before I lose my mind.
Here is one from Purple Tombury. He asks, Chalmers, if you love the name Chalmerino so much, why don't you rename yourself?
Clever question with a simple answer. Because I am a superintendent. A superintendent Chalmerino sounds like a circus act. step right up and see the Superintendent Chalmerino juggle budget reports. No, it's a name for the youth, for the next generation.
I think Superintendent Chalmerino has a nice ring to it. It sounds like a superhero who fights crime with standardized testing.
I'd buy that comic book.
Here's another one from Luna. She asks, does Mary Baron von Floatsalot have an opinion on the name?
Mary, the inflatable swan.
She is a member of this family too, Gary.
I consulted her. Actually, before we recorded this podcast, I went out to the pool, looked her in the painted eyes, and asked Mary, what do you think of Chalmerino?
And what did she say?
She bobbed silently. I took that as a stoic nod of approval.
Or she was speechless with horror. We may never know.
I think the swan just goes with the flow. Literally.
Dizenzo, our producer, writes, can Alexander play a jingle for Chalmerino? Just to hear what it would sound like.
Yes, do it. You have your guitar right there.
All right. Let me think. Something bouncy. Something cheesy.
Guitar strumming sounds imply a jaunty, slightly annoying commercial jingle tune. Unfortunately, the producer couldn't find the time to actually implement real music here, because he gets a visit from his older brother during Christmas. Just imagine cool music while Alexander sings.
It's crisp, it's cool, it's never me-no. It's the one and only Chalmerino.
See, that's gold. That's a hit record right there.
It sounds like an advertisement for a laxative, Gary. Take one Chalmerino and your troubles are gone.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Dad on this one. It's catchy, but in a bad way. Like a virus.
You two have no vision, no appreciation for branding.
We have appreciation for dignity, Gary.
Dignity, you're wearing an apron that says Grill Sergeant, and you just admitted your ex-wife was a sound effect.
It is all a metaphor, and the apron was a gift from Master Chief.
Hey, speaking of gifts, I actually brought you guys something from the tour.
For us?
You didn't have to do that, Alex. Your presence is enough. Suppose is it a rock?
It is not a rock pop, sorry.
Oh, sad?
It's a framed poster from our first sold-out show. But look at the bottom.
Let me see. Alexander's band Lev at the Canyon. And oh my.
What is it?
Look at the special thanks section, Gary.
Reading special thanks to my dad, Skinner and Chalmers, and to the spirit of...
Read the rest.
And to the spirit of the Chalmerino.
You put it on the poster.
It's an inside joke with the band now. Whenever we do something really ambitious but slightly stupid, we call it going full Chalmerino.
I don't know what to say, Alexander, and I don't know whether to be honored or insulted.
Be honored, Gary. You have become an adjective for ambitious stupidity. It is the highest honor a father can achieve.
You know what? I'll take it. Going full Chalmerino, I like it.
Just like that time you tried to launch yourself off the roof with the swan. That was the ultimate Chalmerino moment. The ultimate charming Chalmerino moment.
The Cham launch was a physics experiment. It proved that inflatable swans are not aerodynamic.
That was definitely full Chalmerino.
Well, folks, I think we've settled it. The name, Chalmerino, was a terrible idea for a human child, but a wonderful concept for a lifestyle of confident errors.
I still think it would have looked good on a diploma.
No, Gary, just no.
Thanks for having me on, guys. This was fun. Can I go say hi to the geckos now? I miss Mrs. Trans Gecko.
Of course, she's basking on the radiator. Just don't let Mr. Gay Gecko convince you to buy cryptocurrency. He's into some weird investments lately.
He's buying Flycoin. It's a currency backed by dead insects.
Memfield never changes.
And that's why we love it. Thank you, Alexander, for stopping by and for not changing your name. Thank you, listeners, for tolerating our domestic disputes.
And thank you, Seymour, for not burning the studio down yet.
There is still time, Gary. The night is young.
Don't you dare touch that Bunsen burner.
Join us next week, folks. Maybe we'll be discussing whether or not the FBI agent Zach is actually just a hallucination caused by eating too much sentient cheese. Who knows?
He's real, Seymour. He drinks all my coffee.
That's what a hallucination would do. Until next time.
Good night, Memfield. And Alexander, good job on the music.
Thanks, Pop. Love you guys.
And we love you, Alexander, even if you aren't a Chalmerino.
Speak for yourself. In my heart, he's always a Chalmerino.
Good night.
And of course, dear listeners, a wonderful Christmas time.
Indeed, Merry Christmas to you all. Have a nice time with family and friends. Or, if you like to stay on your own, Enjoy this lovely time anyways.
Merry Christmas! Till next week. Bye.